Hey, this is Matson. Welcome to next episode.
Welcome back. So, in this episode, we want to share with you our bad experiences with neighbors. The idea is like this. As everybody know that we already moved into this new neighborhood for over a year. Overall, we thought because people who live here are already stable families, so we were expecting there will be less chaos, less drama, and those supposed to be elite people should be rather easygoing. Yeah. However, things are going quite opposite. So we will go into the details later, but because of that, we figured that it would be fun to share.
Overall, sure, yeah.
During our younger time, we were moving to different houses, and I was living in a dormitory and so on. So it would be quite fun to say that what kind of weird people or bad people that we ever actually met as neighbors. Yeah. Should I go first?
Well, you can start.
Yeah?
Because I feel like you have more examples to say in your life than me.
Probably, yeah.
However, I also experienced some things and my friends did, so I can talk about that one.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, I was I was studying in different city than my hometown. So because of that, firstly, I had the chance to live in a girls' dormitory. And we were living in the beginning, first year was like a very small room. So 4 people have to share one room. And literally you have not much space. Like you have table, you have those double bed. And then there's like a really little road in between that you could just like one person pass by.
Studies or
University, yeah. And that was pretty poor condition, but you are the newbie, so you don't really have much option. The bigger dorm is for seniors, yeah. And overall my roommates were pretty nice. You can't choose roommates, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty nice. We are not really having the same personalities, and some of them are quite dirty. But you could still... I am a very clean person, so I really can't stand the smell of feet or...
Oh God, really?
Yeah, all the girls, so, hairs everywhere on the floor. Like, one girl's hair is already enough, but 4 girls' hair and...
Oh my, yeah, I mean, I know what's one girl's hair, and her hair is short, and I already know how stucky it is, like it's stuck all the time. In the shower room.
Yeah, so think about 4 or the whole dormitory of girls. But that's not the worst. That was pretty okay. The bad thing happened in that dormitory is that we have like 2 or 3 floors in this whole dorm, yeah? Right. And per floor there is one big fridge that everybody will share. And the problem is that people...
I know.
people are stealing other people's food in that fridge.
Like it's... I don't even think it's because someone is poor. I can't believe in that.
I also can't believe in that because, it was a private university. So...
Oh, yeah, so you have money. Maybe they have only money for...
That's sad.
But this is ridiculous, really. I can't really imagine that. And I would be very angry if someone steals my food. Because
food and drink,
right.
We don't really drink alcohol back then, yeah. So if somebody steal my alcohol right now, I will punch her in the face. But really,
that sounds very alcoholic.
But I remember back then I was drinking a lot of milk, yeah. So we bought those 1 liter of milk, and I had to put it into the ugliest trash bag that I can find. I pack it really tight, and I put a sticky note there and say that. It's rotten, do not drink. I have to do all the precaution, like, listen how ridiculous it is. Yeah, mine wasn't stolen, but I many times see in the bulletin, in those billboards, like, did someone took my food, this and that, please return to room this and that, and that kind of sucks, But nothing really critical happened to me in the dormitory. And later on, during university, I moved out to like a single room, like a little apartment. And basically I had neighbors who are also from the same school. And I had really, really good friends. Like I actually met really good girls. And there's like it's a mix. It could be man neighbor or female neighbor, doesn't matter because it's just private, renting outside. So before I met my actual good neighbor, there was like some couple living there, and they're like those like physical education department, so the man is like super alpha and they're super loud. I mean, not about sex, but like overall super loud. They're laughing all the time in the middle of the night, playing game, watching TV, talking, laughing, partying, and I was like, Jesus, just kill me, yeah. But luckily there was just a short time, so it was fine.
So you have actually more to say, like as a starting, because you were living alone by your own for like way earlier than I.
Yeah, that's true.
I was actually, because I studied in the same place as I lived, so it was in Lublin. So I basically studied, like I was living with my parents still. So actually I would say the neighborhood there is pretty okay. I don't really know any weird examples or anything like that. Yeah, the things that actually were happening to like about the neighbors, which is kind of like funny things, started when I was living with her. Where I started to live, when we started to live together, like firstly in Łódź, for example. That was, jeez. I mean, they were like, because we were living in like a big block of flats. It was in Widzew. It's like a district in Łódź. Many people from Łódź will know what is that district. No, pretty okay.
Pretty calm.
Very pleasant, very pleasant. Yeah. And since I was, I have family, like I have parents in Lublin, so from Lublin to Łódź, you actually approach this Widzew first so it's very easy to access to those two cities. However, things were kind of okay in the beginning, and then we realized that the family down there was basically like swearing to each other every day. They fight a lot. But no, don't understand wrong. Like for example, man was beating woman. No, they were both beating each other. They both hated each other, really. Verbally, they were fighting. And super loud, super much like those swearing and so on. We were like even thinking, what's going on? Wow. And then the saddest part of it, there was a kid too. They had a kid, and. But more or less there wasn't something that you will call a police or something because
not that critical.
There was nothing critical going on. Especially he was swearing something to her and she shouted back to him. So it was like even situation.
Equality.
To both of them. That was the first thing. However, we met them several times in the elevator, and there was always like this dzień dobry, it was very good, and dzień dobry. Okay, fine. And there was also more crazy things, like crazy funny things were happening when we were living in Warsaw. It was in Mokotów. But it's not the newest Mokotów, it was this older Mokotów, and there are some other like families that stay there since they basically are born. They stay there, like many of those examples were there. And I would say about the neighbors, that was really kind of a beautiful time for both of us, because you would say those neighbors, many of them look so destroyed, so scary and so on, but they liked us somehow. There was a guy, he's still there. we call him Ninja.
We mentioned him a few times in the previous video. He's super cool.
He always walked with the sticks. He looks literally, he came out from a prison.
Because I think he is.
I think he did,
he has those prison tattoos.
He has prison tattoos. He has very scary voice, like he's like very like this. And he has 2 dogs, and they are very cute and beautiful. He takes care of them so much. They are so clean. They are cleaner than Froggy.
They're corgi, so it's like pure breed.
They are very, very beautiful dogs. And he called them in a human name, one of them, his name is Pavel, and this Pavel dog, he was always attracted by...
Max. Yes, Pavel.
Pavel always liked Froggy, in a horny way.
Yes.
Froggy even got annoyed and she was running away from him. And this neighbor, he was always shouting something to that dog swearing as well.
Yes.
But he looks very scary, but at the same time he always say like this, dzień dobry.
Yeah.
And I was pretty scared because she's Asian, maybe he would be racist or some other people would be racist. Completely no, like money his own business. Dzień dobry, dzień dobry.
Yeah, he's always dzień dobry to me, dzień dobry.
And there was always many grannies there as well. Like those grannies, they always like to talk with her. And I don't know what kind of mindset is in their brain that they just like to talk with her in Polish. She, especially back then, she didn't really understand much, but she was kind of pretending like yeah, and they're not bothered about this. I think that they just want to talk. So they keep on talking, and especially I actually feel like she made more friends than me with those neighbors. There was like a very big squad of dogs. There was many like those mid-aged women with their dogs. Yeah. Fortunately, all of those dogs were size of Froggy or smaller. So Froggy really liked them all, and then they all like us so much. There was one dog which was same size as Froggy, but she was actually very angry to Froggy, barking at her all the time. But we were also okay with the neighbors. Only some really bad, like very low class people living somewhere but in different block of flats. There was but that girl was kind of mental already.
Yeah, she's like, let's say it's those Sebiks but in the female version, and she obviously looks like she has really low mentality, and she every time when we saw her, she came out from, there's a 24H alcohol store next to us, so she always came out from there, and I think it was 2 times she actually insulted me like in a racist way, but it's so stupid. What did she say even? I don't even remember, to be honest.
Or some Chinese saying like I don't even remember much.
Call me rice, something.
Super,
like that.
super annoying, But it's just one example, to be honest. And from someone who's already mental, he said nothing to me though, and I think she didn't realize that I'm with her in the beginning. And I remember when she later on saw we are holding hands, she was shouting to me like, do you love her? Like this. I was like, well, yes I do. I mean,
like, thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking, yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird. But anyways, that was just one example. Do we have more examples of that?
In that neighborhood, not really. We have like really interesting people that they are homeless people living.
Oh my, yes.
Homeless people living there. So technically they have home, but on the street in that squad.
Yeah, and there was like many of them.
Yeah.
there is a guy, and I'm really worrying about him because he looked very young actually. Yeah. And I remember I saw his evolution basically, and like he was super young and he started to be like homeless, and he looks worse and worse every day. I still see him because many times we go there actually, but he always he kind of looked at us in the beginning, but there was one point that our friend from Taiwan was here, and it's like I was going out from that building with 2 girls. Both are Asians, like he was like, whoa, okay. I still remember that moment. He was like impressed,
Yeah. So that's one of the homeless, and there's the other guy. He's definitely not homeless.
No, he's not homeless. He's just poor.
Yeah.
He's just like very kind of like this like redneck feeling.
Yeah, Mr. Królewski.
Mr. Królewski, because he always. Królewski is like a beer. You can buy it in Warsaw and in this region of Warsaw.
Yeah, just in any store you can find it. Lager.
It's like typical lager. Makes me want to drink it, by the way. But no. and he's very happy actually. He always like to talk with the store guy. And he always buy Królewski. Nothing else. No brand exists than Królewski.
And even like early in the morning, you can still see him going somewhere. He's always with a backpack, with the hat, going somewhere.
I think he works. I think he works somewhere.
I think so, yeah. And with the Królewski in his hand. Has drinking. To be the bottle, not the can.
Yeah, but he's very okay. Like he's very okay.
Yeah,
very
so
good.
that was like really the best moment of our neighborhood experience, actually.
Yeah.
And then we moved here to, let's say, in Piaseczno area and more like in the suburb. So we have like a community here. So as we mentioned that there are those problematic people because we actually have like a Facebook forum with every people who live here. If you wish, you can apply to.
It's like this trend. Yeah, recently those new generation, they will make Facebook group of and then basically the whole shitstorm is
just
going there.
there.
And I don't even know why those. I did. There is no post I made in that forum.
I'm just trolling in that forum.
She's just trolling. I rather stay silent and basically. I don't even know where they find the time to post so many things because so many times I'm at work and they are posting those, so they are not working or I don't know what they are doing basically.
Yeah, so giving few examples. Back then, it's supposed to be the forum that share useful information, and sometimes it does. Like, you know, there are lots of families.
Yeah, like, there will be no water, there will be no electricity.
Or some people, many people are having kids here, so they're borrowing some items for the kids and so on. Those are fine, but all the time, for example, back then, people were angry at one grandpa with the dog, which we actually like him, and people are like, this grandpa never say hi, and he let his dog just piss on the tree next to my place, and made a picture of him in the back and posted on there. And I was like, what is your problem? Like, it's a tree in a public area, so why you have to even mention that? But anyways, it's none of my business, so I didn't say anything. And then recently there's like a massive shitstorm happening because we have public area, let's say between house and house, there's like just a belt with trees and grass, and it's supposed to be just public area with a little trash bin to throw dog's poop, and somehow starting from one point, that first ever etap, those people say that, you know what, this public area on the contract, it belongs to us. So we're gonna do whatever we want to this area. So they decide to make a fence. They block this area that nobody can enter. Later on, they remove the trash bin for people, so people cannot throw dog poop. And they're like super much dictatorship because they say so. And then the latest shitstorm is that they decided that people are entering, basically they located at the entrance of this whole community, so pretty much everybody who live in this whole road has to enter from their entrance, and makes sense. And they are so angry that people are driving too fast, so they decided to block the road, and they decided to put this blocker just right between our etap and their etap, which basically is next to us. So it makes our life difficult because when we're gonna park or reverse the car, it's just gonna be more difficult with the angle. And now it's getting ugly that, you know, when I'm passing by their etap, when I'm walking froggy, I'm doing this like, and when I'm...
She's very crazy about this. I'm way calmer. I just hate it. And basically, to be honest, what we want to say that you know, so many times you are expecting to be, now my life will be better, proper neighbors, proper something, and then actually you can realize those like supposed to be nobility somehow. They are way worse.
They're worse.
And those older people in those places that we were living, they were way better, way better inside. So I'm not talking about everybody, of course, here, but
I feel like people have this kind of mentality that when they have money, they think that I spend money, so I'm the boss. You know,
I saw it. I see it many times when I was working in a small store in one of the gallery. It was the beginning of my career, let's say, and then I was basically working for like a small island, and I would say that people from mid-class were very okay. People from higher class, many of them were very bad to me. The behavior of them, like I'm a trash. I especially hate throwing the money in this way. Give it, bitch. Like take it, bitch. Give me my 4,000 zloty phone, for 3,000 zloty phone because I own so much money. We are a piece of crap, yeah. And this kind of like many bad things were happening there, and I wouldn't say that. Rather like typical like regular people were really okay.
The best. The moral of the story is that never think that climbing higher, then your life will be calmer.
Just few more examples from my friends. For example, one of my friends, they also moved somewhere, and there is a guy in the house nearby, and he's always looking at them in a very creepy way. Yeah, he's looking, and even if you look back at him, he's still looking. Yeah, some neighbors even were like waving to him and stuff like that. But it's very creepy. Yeah, especially you can see this person in the middle of the night looking at you. That would be like really scary. I mean, they didn't mention that, but that would be really scary and weird. Yeah. Other things that I know from my friends, there was like a neighbor, and he was literally recording everything. Like he installed some camera, which was kind of like illegal to install that, and he was just recording everything that people were doing. Yeah, so it's like also kind of weird.
That's pretty much it. Just sharing our fun, weird, angry experience with all kinds of neighbors. So hope you guys enjoy, and tell us if you have some experience yourself to make us feel better.
I do feel okay.
Me too. Alright, so that's pretty much it. See you soon in the next video. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Cześć!